Hi guys, this is Katja with Creators Image Studio, and today I'm sharing a great card tip with you. So the tip I'm sharing with you today is very easy and also elegant and original for you. It will guarantee unique cards that will take you 5 to 10 minutes, I guess, to make. And the tip is this. In fact, you already saw it in the title of this video, using photos and postcards as mats. Now, what do I mean by that and why is that a tip? Well, first let me show you two cards that I actually hold in my hands right now. The rest I've already sent out, so I can't show you those live anymore, but still I will share some pictures. And let's start with this one. This is actually a Christmas card, a very simple piece of cardstock, fold it in half and put your picture on it. So let's look at a little bit of detail. Now this picture is a picture of my own Christmas tree. So that makes it unique because no one has this picture and no one had this tree, right? I also added some digital Merry Christmas wishes, but if you're not able to do that by yourself, then leave it off because the picture in itself would be enough as well. And I chose very small margins, so this very snugly fit the size. And then the inside and the back I left plain. Easy peasy, yet unique, like I said, because it is my own picture of my own tree. So when you take your pictures, take, for instance, close-up pictures of details. This is not my entire tree, right? This is a close-up shot of just some parts of the tree, and then have your photo printed and stick it onto a card. That will make for unique Christmas cards, which will not cost you a lot of time and yet are unique for you. So let's look at another variation of this photo as a mat tip, and that is this card. Here we see I did a little bit more crafty stuff. So I layered it first with another color of cardstock and only then put the picture on top of it. So that is one thing. You also see a piece of string. So let's look on the inside what I did there. I embossed the inside of the card and then I added a piece of string, tied a little bow just for festive purposes. And if you want to know how, there is a free video tutorial on my YouTube channel on these. I will link those below and at the end of this video. But that is a small variation of the first card that you saw. Now about the picture itself. This is one of my own works. So this is a previous tag or a tag card that I did. So let me put a picture next to me so you can see what I mean. And what you see here is a mixed media tag. I did everything myself. So I took the tag and I sprayed and spritzed it with all kinds of inks and oxide inks. Then I used some stencils, so you can see that on the background as well. I did some embossing. I did some die cutting, as you can see, so there's a lot going on there. And then I sent out that card to someone. But before I sent it out, I took a close-up picture, and that is the picture that I used here. Now, one of the advantages is, again, this is unique because it is a picture of my own design, my own work. And another advantage is I can have this picture printed as often as I like. If I print it 100 times, I can send out 100 cards with this work of my own. You only need to make one lovely piece of art, take a great picture, and you can send out dozens of pictures. And you can even use different ways of gluing them to the cards. So those were the two examples that I have actually here in my hand, like I said, but there are more examples, of course. Let's look at another mixed media piece that I did, of which I took a picture. So here we see a black tag and I cut the tag in half. So this was actually a huge tag, but I cut it in half and then rounded the corners. I used some metallic inks and a stencil to create the background. So these had actually a metallic shine. I did a piece of die cutting again in a copper colored paper, thinking of you it says, and then I added some flowers. And this again I sent out to a person, so they received the original piece of artwork. But before I sent it out, again, I took a picture and I took a close-up picture. And that is what you see here. So I took a picture, I cut it to size to fit on a piece of cardstock, folded it in half and had again a lovely card that I also sent out. Because I can't even show it to you today. I already sent it out and I could do so again and again and again and again. As long as you jot down to whom you sent the card, because you don't want to send someone the same card twice, of course. But look at the nice effect that this gives you, and I only crafted once, sent out the card twice up until now. Maybe I will do it again and again. Another small variation is this one. Here the picture is smaller than the actual card. So this is printed at a standard picture size, and then I intentionally made a larger card and matted that with a piece of design paper and then put the picture on it. This is of course an actual picture, no close-ups of artwork. But still, this is a great way to send someone a very, very personalized card. Because this was Nita, the dog of my mom, and when she passed away, I sent my mom this card. Now, this is not a double card because I meant it to be suspended from the wall, which I will show you in one of the next pictures. But first, let's look at the back of this card. So I simply put a colored piece of cardstock to write a message and put stickles all around the edges. Now you see the little ribbon there, and that was meant for the suspension on the wall. So let's look at how that looks. So here you go. That is just one variation. Again, using a personal picture that you take can make for very personalized cards. But back to the artwork pictures. Those are the most fun perhaps. Let's look at some mini albums because the previous ones were actual cards, like this one, which is great of course, but you can also take a close-up picture of a mini album. So here is a mini album that I did. There's a video on my channel, of course, of this album. Just look for, I think it was called a graffiti album, something like that. I'll see if I can link it here for you, so you can watch the entire album. But let's look at the pictures that I took. So here you see one of the page layouts, and the top there, the top flap, that is what I took a detailed picture of. I printed it and adhered it to a black piece of cardstock, and that is what you see here. Now the trick here is that I did the stamp after I printed the picture. So the picture that I took was when the mini album was just finished and I hadn't put anything on the tag. So the picture that I took, the tag was blank, with no text on it. I printed the picture and then I took a stamp, took some StazOn ink that is specifically intended for non-porous surfaces like glass or pictures, and I stamped sentiments straight onto the picture so that proficiat nieuwe baan, that it says there, so congratulations on your new job in Dutch. I stamped that on the picture and done. And here you can see what I mean, because this is the second card that I did with a craft colored card base, as you can see. And now you can see that I use a different stamp. So it's the same picture, but this time I stamped happy birthday. See, so that is what I mean, put the stamp afterwards. So take pictures of tags in albums intentionally so you can use them as your card front and personalize it with your own sentiment stamp. Easy peasy. From that same album, I also took a close-up picture of the inside back covers. So this is the overview picture. So it's about that right panel there. And I took a close-up picture of that. And here you see a before and after when I put it on a card. So this time a red card. And you see the before picture on top there. That is how I took the picture and printed the picture and glued the picture onto a piece of cardstock. And then the photo below that is the after picture. I stamped it, see? So again, sentiment stamps straight onto the photo with StazOn ink or another ink that is suitable for pictures. So that is a great way to use and reuse and reuse and reuse these pictures. And also when you put a lot of hard work into your mini albums, use these details from your albums as cards. I could of course show you like 1,000 pictures of these kinds of examples, so I won't bore you with that, but you get the idea, right? Slightly related to that is yet another variation, and that is digital scrapbooking, for those of you who are into that, which basically means that you use graphic elements that you found or purchased, create your own pieces of artwork digitally with those graphic elements, and then print them as a picture. So that is what I did here. So here you see a congratulations card, in this case for a friend of mine who became a grandmother. So little baby was born. So it says, hooray, congratulations with your granddaughter. And I did the entire design that you see there digitally. So I took all of these separate elements, these graphic elements, and made my own layout digitally and had it printed as a picture. So here is a little detail that you can see what I mean. So I took the flowers, the bears, the little shoes there, all kinds of, strings and bows, and even the playing cards and the sentiment, of course. Everything I did digitally before I printed the picture and then stuck it onto a card. So that is another way. And then a third way, maybe not really digital scrapbooking, but still digital artwork. And that is this picture. This is a digital design that I did. So this is a picture of a piece of design paper that I owned and used already for another project. But I took that digital image and then I added text. So I'll miss you is my own text that I put digitally onto that image of the design paper, printed it, stuck it onto a piece of cardstock, and then added flowers. So again, I printed the picture and I made the image digitally. So just some ideas on how to do those for those of you more digitally minded, crafty girls and guys. And then last but not least, a final idea. If you don't have any pictures that you want to use, if you're not much of a picture taker, perhaps you don't know how, or perhaps you don't want to, if you don't feel like it, you can use all of these photo ideas, but with postcards. So buy postcards very intentionally with people in mind. Don't just grab something from the stall, but think about the person that you want to send a card to and pick a postcard with an image that you feel will really speak to the person. That will still make it personal. And I have some examples. Here I chose a postcard of a cute little bird sitting on an empty frame for a painting. A little bit of an artsy picture. I liked it, and I stuck it this time not onto a piece of cardstock, but onto a piece of double-sided design paper. So that is also another idea. So look at this picture to see what I mean. So this was a piece of design paper, and you can see that the inside has a color too. So it was double-sided. And this also frames the postcard that you see here. Another example is this one. This is not just a little bit of an artsy image. It is actually a postcard from a dollhouse museum. And it is also a greetings card because I went to that particular dollhouse museum and bought this lovely, lovely postcard and then put it on a piece of colored cardstock, folded it in half so I had a double card, and personalized it. And last but not least, I visited a museum and found this card in the museum shop. So this is also a piece of culture, let's say, in this case fashion. And I put that postcard onto a card, but first I layered some pieces of design paper. So that is the colored framing that you see here around that postcard. So use your design paper as frames or layers, but put the postcards on top. Here I also stamped the card myself. So in the right bottom corner there, you see a stamp. It says congratulations in Dutch, hartelijk gefeliciteerd. So I stamped that myself. So this way you make your own card, but you integrated a postcard. And then on the inside, on the left panel, I wrote what the picture was from. So which collection was it from? Why was it in the museum? In which museum it was? Well, I wrote all of this information myself. So that is also an idea. So this was my tip, guys, using photos and postcards as mats for your cards. It will make for a quick card, but also still a very personal card that you made yourself, especially if you yourself have taken the pictures that you're using. And my photo tip is use close-up pictures, details from your own artwork or other beautiful pictures that you took. Be it maybe nature or, like I did, my own Christmas tree, but make it a detail and have it printed. So that is my tip. If you like this tip, press a like and subscribe to my channel, guys, and then I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.